Hey you, and welcome back to Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. My name is Satchmo. Thank you guys so much for being here. Last episode, we rendezvoused 2 vessels in orbit. And now we're going to take a look and see what else Mission Control wants us to do. I like these missions, like I've mentioned before, because they're the kind of the new stuff that you have to do in the game. Okay, here's one that says Orbit the Moon. I have a rescue mission. Let's do the orbit one. Get a little science for that, get a good little bit of money. Neat. Did I do an orbit of the moon? Let's take a look at the archives. I want to make sure I don't know that I did one already. Scientific data from Kerbal. Orbit Kerbal. No, I don't think I did an orbit the moon yet. Okay, so we can do that. Okay. Yeah, orbit the moon. Anything else while I'm here? Yeah, we're going to do an orbit the moon, and then we're going to try to get some science from around the moon too, in kind of a special way. So let's do that. Let's send up a... Let's go to R&D and spend a little bit more of our science. And let's see what I want to spend it on. Fuel systems and aerodynamics. Landing. Not planning on landing. That's kind of... Maybe not. Command modules would be nice, but we're not getting there. We're not there yet. Okay, well, we'll leave well enough alone. We'll just get the fuel systems, because that'll allow us to do something new that I haven't talked about yet. So we're going to set up a command pod, and I'm also going to send up a crew cabin like we did before. Oh wait, hold on. Do I have Moon Explorer? Here we go. Let's load the Moon Explorer and see what we can change about this thing. Yeah, I want Jeb to go because he needs the experience, and I also want a scientist to go, and I want a seat empty. So, yeah. I came back with a ton of Delta V when I flew this thing up there, didn't I? I think I did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give us even more Delta V by going to fuel systems. And I'm going to take this external fuel duct right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed... Oh, man. Let's figure this out real quick. Sometimes it just doesn't connect. There we go. I'm going to feed these outside boosters into the inside one. And you'll see the effect of this momentarily. So yeah, I'm just going to send up Moon Explorer 1. I'm only going to send up 2 crew members, Jeb and a scientist. And we're going to go to the moon, satisfy that requirement, and do some extra science while we're there. And like I said, there'll be a couple things that I do in this episode that we didn't do the last time we did this. So it'll be worth spending an episode on. Is what I'm trying to say. All right, so I'll go ahead and launch up, trusting that the last time I built this rocket, I built it properly. Pretty sure I did. And we go ahead and turn over. It's got a pretty steep profile. Now what's going to happen here, those fuel systems, is as I burn fuel from the center core, these outer cores are simultaneously pumping fuel into that center core. So when the outer cores run out of fuel, the center core will still have all of the fuel. It'll still be full of fuel. But it's actually going to make your rocket a lot more efficient. It's called asparagus staging. So every time you shed off, hold on, there we go, let's ditch those. Every time you shed off some boosters, some parts of your rocket, the inner parts are still at 100% and ready to go. So this is when you get fuel systems unlocked, this is a very efficient way to build your rockets. So yeah, strive to do that. Again, we're going to turn it down to about 30 degrees. We're going to park at about 75 or 80 kilometers. Nice shallow orbit. There's really no reason to do anything else. Let's burn that off. And then there we go. You see that this center core has all of its fuel. It is full of fuel. 73, 74, 75. Now that wasn't free, of course. Like it did. That comes at the expense of those outer stages burning off a little faster, but that's okay. 71 and 79. I've done this a few times. I don't feel like I really need to explain it. We're just going to adjust this to get them more even. There we go. 75, 406, 75, 609. Very good. Let's target our ship onto the maneuver node. And I'm going to get all of this on stage 4. So that's very cool. Now what I'm going to try to do, I guess this is a good time for me to explain while I'm kind of waiting for things to happen. Again, I'm waiting for me to actually go into space so that the game recalculates this burn time. That's what I'm waiting for right now. And once that happens, I'll have a good idea of when to actually burn. Because I don't believe it's actually going to happen right now. 69, here we go. Okay. Burn time of 1 minute and 20, so we're okay. So what I'm going to try to do is go into a polar orbit of the moon. In a polar orbit, what I'm doing right now is an equatorial orbit, right? I'm orbiting Kerbal around the equator, whereas a polar orbit would be the other way around if I was orbiting like this, going around the poles. And the reason that's important is because you get to cover the entire planet by going into a polar orbit. Because as you're going this way, the planet is rotating around this way. Okay, so as you make a pass, some of the planet rotates underneath you, and then you make another pass, and some different parts of the planet rotate underneath you, and so on and so forth. So what I can do is, if I put this thing in a nice polar orbit of the moon, I can actually examine all of the different biomes of the moon from above. So that's what we're going to try to do today, to kind of spice things up a little bit. And we'll get a little bit of extra science. That's why I brought a scientist with us. So yeah, we'll make this a nice little mission. And then we'll see what the mission control has for us, but I'm assuming pretty soon we will be... Perhaps 70... 82. Yeah, I kind of missed the mark there a little bit, but that's okay. Plenty of fuel on this stage. Set the moon as a target. Line it up. Yep, getting pretty close to that maneuver. Ooh, way too much. Yeah, there we go, something like that. Just enough to get an intercept, and I can adjust it in a minute. So this is actually all going to happen on this same stage too. So wow, this is a very efficient rocket now with that new fuel system thing. Burn time of 42 seconds means I need to launch at 21 seconds. I'm sorry, 21 seconds. Boom, 21. A little froggy with the warp, but that's okay. What was I going to say? Yeah, just getting closer and closer to actually like landing on the moon and doing things like that. Also, we haven't been to Minmus yet. The thing is, Minmus is actually a little bit easier to do than the moon is. A lot of people recommend starting with Minmus as opposed to the moon. Part of that, the reason for that being, Minmus is smaller. So the gravity well is a little bit smaller, so the delta V requirements are a little bit smaller, so it's a little bit easier to build a craft and to actually make maneuvers and stuff to deal with Minmus than it is the moon. There we go. Well enough. Now while I'm over here, let's go ahead And to kind of look. Oh, this is fine. Yeah, see how I'm coming kind of straight down right here? This is going to be a good place for me to make a polar orbit. So I can go ahead and add a maneuver to that area, although it's tricky to move the camera. And I'm going to burn retrograde. Let's see. Almost. Let's see if I can move this back in the orbit a little bit. If I move where this node is along that path, let's see if I can get it more polar than that. Not so much. Still pretty equatorial. Something else I can do though. Let's leave this here. And I think this is gonna work. Let me try to add another maneuver here. And see if I can do something here to change this orbit right here. So I think burning normal might help. Yes, it will. Okay, so burning normal here picks that up. What if I only did like 37 meters a second? And then let's come back to this maneuver and make adjustments to this. I'm just planning several maneuvers. Alright, let's do a little bit of retrograde as well. Here we go. Getting pretty polar. You see what I'm doing, right? I think I'm making myself clear. Let's reduce this a little bit. A little bit of radial out. There we go. That's bringing it over. Keep on clicking. Oh, I think I may have gone too far. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I need to go more. Let's up this. I know it's over there on the side of the screen. It's kind of hard to look at, but there we go. There we go. Yeah, that'll work. So look at this crazy path I have set up here. So yeah, that's my little flight plan. Game starts getting more and more complicated. I like that. Alright, let's while I'm here, let's do a little science. Atmospheric pressure scan. Open up the doors. Log pressure. Material studies while in space. Observe materials. Here we go. Let's go ahead and point this guy kind of radial out. Or almost radial out. There we go. And then let's transfer this crew. Let's transfer... Oh, hold on. Let's do this the right way. Transfer crew here. Transfer Jeb into here. Transfer Bob into here. And then Bob can go on EVA. There we go. And he can... Why are you pointing that way? Why won't you orient yourself? Huh? Why are you facing down? Normally they turn to face where the camera is facing. Okay, hold on. Something's wrong here. This is weird. Huh? Why isn't he turning? Use my other... That's really funny. Normally he shifts. If you move your camera around, Yeah, like that. There he goes. Oh, okay. But not if the... okay. I think I see what's happening. I see what's happening. Collect data. Restore. It's because my ship is facing kind of a funny direction. Okay. Close that. And I'll keep this open as we travel out to our next destination. Let me go ahead and quick save, because I do pass things up often. A quick save right here. $20 minutes. There we go, 5 minutes. Let's go ahead and turn the ship. It's only be a 2-second burn. Let's be very short. Good enough. Let's go ahead and get a little closer to the time. Kind of the further out you are and the slower you're going, these times become less critical. These time and like the orientation and stuff becomes less critical. The margin for error is a little bit higher. Speed up just a little bit more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, burn. Okay. Now I'm going to have to chase this maneuver node just a little bit. To get this thing just right. And the ship is big and lumbering too, so it's kind of hard to move, but... okay, there we go. Well enough. Okay. Again, let's make sure that we're facing the sun. Oh, I don't have solar panels on here. That's something to think about. That's definitely something to think about. Okay. I'll be keeping my this open so I can see the electric charge. It was another ship that I had that had solar panels on it. I totally forgot to put solar panels on this one. So that's going to be kind of tricky, but it's okay. Alright. And let's adjust this maneuver node because it's not doing what we wanted it to because the... there we go. There we go, something like that is fine for now. Because our previous maneuver node wasn't executed, perfectly. So this one's obviously not going to line up exactly right. Another thing about being in a polar orbit is that it's going to reduce the time that we're on the far side of the moon with respect to Kerbal. And that's going to make sure that we always have uplink. We're always going to have signal with Kerbal. So that's important, because if you don't have signal, you can't do maneuver nodes and stuff. So, let's back this guy up. The ship's hard to turn. You can put reaction wheels on the ship, which is something I'm going to have to start doing in designs from now on. And that will that'll help you turn the ship a lot more like effortlessly. Let's lock onto this maneuver node. Dink. If you time warp, the ship kind of stops moving, so you can use that to stop close to the maneuver node. Alright, burn time of 25 seconds. Alright, so at about 13-ish, I'll launch. I keep saying launch, you know what I mean. Okay. Oh, that was the end of that one. There we go. And now the ship will be a lot easier to steer. Alright, let's turn SAS on while we're doing this so I can hold authority. And really all I need to do is to put it in orbit. There we go. That's fine. There we go. To satisfy that requirement. So everything else from here is just me wanting to do this. So yeah, nice polar orbit. Wow, I'm going like directly over the pole. So very cool. That's going to allow us to get a lot of science that we didn't get previously. So let's move this here. Move this here. I'm going to be keeping an eye on the electric charge just to make sure we don't drain the electric charge by accident. So we're going to just kind of fly around the moon and see if there's any science that we need to do. Doesn't look like there is, because all the science that we're getting is just while in space over the moon. It doesn't seem like being over the Midlands or over the Highlands or whatever else actually affects any of the science that we're doing. So yeah, for us it's just kind of fun just to go around the moon. So that's all there is to that. We've completed our mission. I didn't get as much science as I wanted to because I was thinking that the different biomes would give us different stuff, but it didn't. So anyway, let's go to periapsis. And while we're at periapsis, there we are. We will burn prograde, and we will get ourselves a return trajectory back to Kerbal. Here we go. A burn here. I'm looking for a periapsis of about 46, 48. Burn. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to spend any more fuel. I can make a better adjustment out here. I'll go to the apoapsis here. Oops, I passed it up. Sorry. And then burn retrograde, right? Because I'm trying to slow down. Why? Wait, I'll just wait until I'm here. Let's warp there. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to speed through this. Making silly mistakes. There we go. Go to apoapsis. Oh, because I had target. That's why. Because I had target selected in that orbit. That's why that happened. There we go. Now burn retrograde. And bring my periapsis down to, like I said, about 48-ish. 46 is great. Let's go ahead and quick save. Oh. Man, that sometimes the game, I feel like I blame the game for a lot of stuff. Sorry about that. But sometimes the game will stop you when you get close. Like when you get close to it, you'll be like, oh yeah, you're about to do something stupid. Like if you get into the atmosphere, it'll stop. But sometimes you pass it up. And so that's no good. Alright, let's face retrograde. As we come down into the atmosphere. You know, keeping an eye on my electric charge. Looks like I'm going to have plenty, but my periapsis is 46. So let's take a look at the altimeter here. And when I get close to that, I'll start burning so that I'm burning at the lowest point. There we go. This is going to be the most effective way to slow down your craft. Bringing this thing in very quickly. And as I start moving away from periapsis, maybe once I get up to about 48-ish, 49, 50, I'll stop burning and I'll do the rest of the burn on the second trip around. Okay, that's fine, that's well enough. Yeah, that did a lot to reduce my orbit. While I'm here, let's go ahead and see if we... oh, look, an EVA report. Yeah, let's do an EVA report. Let's save real quick, just in case my guy flies off. There we go. EVA report. Hop back on. Cool. All right. And then I'm just going to click right here and click warp here so that I don't accidentally pass it up. So as you can see, once you do these a couple times, the missions start getting a lot simpler. I know when you first start playing the game... Ooh. Let's point that thing retrograde. There we go. I'm going to wait till I'm a little deeper in the well. 45 is my new low. And... okay, about here. You want to start burning at your lowest point to bring your apparatuses down the most efficiently. It's going to be a pretty good capture. I think I have enough fuel to fully capture this go around, or it'll be very close otherwise. No, I do. There it is. There we go. So I am fully captured. All right. Decouple that. Watch him slowly fall away. Yeah, and now it's just making sure this thing is oriented into the oncoming onslaught of atmosphere. Yeah, as you do the missions more and more, they actually become pretty simple, and you can do something like just go to the moon and back, and not have to think too much about it. Any silly mistakes that I make is mostly because I'm trying to make a YouTube video, and it's difficult to think about everything while you got your mind on several different things at once, so it could be a little tricky. Anyway, coming in pretty hot, but this is actually a really great... Oh. Started to get away from the autopilot, so I took over so I can manually kind of control it. Oh, there it is again. I might have to just do this myself. If I start time warping, he starts getting off of that retrograde marker, and that's going to make this thing flip out and probably explode. So let's not do that. Anyway, yeah, you got a lot on your mind when trying to do a video and everything else too, so it becomes a little bit more challenging, but if you're doing this for yourself, you'll find it's not that difficult. Yeah, all the science. So the next big batch of science is going to come from actually landing on the surface of another planet. So when I actually go to the moon, or go to Minmus, that's when we're going to get a lot more science. I've kind of exhausted a lot of the science that we can get from Kerbal and from that kind of the surrounding area and from space and everything. There we go. And there we go. So the important takeaway from this video, turn that off, was the polar orbits and what they are and how to get them, and a couple different ways that we set up maneuver nodes along the path, and also setting up two maneuver nodes in conjunction with one another to see the effect, the end result, which was actually a really nice polar orbit of the moon. So that's like the full takeaway from this episode is doing that. Sometimes you'll get a mission to actually put things in a particular orbit, and yeah, you'll need to know how to adjust your plane to actually achieve those. So anyway, here we are softly descending into the ocean. I'm going to let this land, and then we're going to go back to mission control and kind of take a sneak peek at what's coming next. Other than that, this will be kind of a shorter episode. So, hope you guys are enjoying the series. This is one of my absolute favorite games to play. I'm having a blast playing it. There we go, splashdown. Splashdown at Kerb and Short. Oh, look at all the science we have here. Let's see. Grab some goo. Oh man, get out of the way. So much stuff in the screen. Temperature. Already got pressure. Let's go and collect all. And then now do the pressure. Okay, what else we have? Material study. EVA and crew. Crew report. And let's turn the hatch up so he doesn't go into the water. EVA. EVA report. Hop back in the ship. There we go. A lot of science. And recover the vessel. Alright, let's see what we got here. 87 science. So yeah, that wasn't for nothing. That was a pretty good little chunk of science. Cool. Cool. Oh, did get some experience. Jeb got 3, and Bob got 1 more. I don't know for what. I'm going to have to look at him and the crew thing. Let's actually do that real quick while I'm thinking about it. I want to know what gave him science in that mission. Or, I'm an experience. Orbit around Kerbal, orbit around the moon. Did he not? Huh. Oh, maybe, okay, it was orbit around the moon. That's why he got an extra one. Yeah, because he had previously just done a flyby of the moon. That's what it was. Okay. And you get whatever the highest one is. Whatever the highest value experience thing is. Yeah, so that's what it was. Okay. Okay, let's take a quick look at what we're going to do next time. Temperature surveys of the moon. Transfer crew between vessels near Kerbal. So that's kind of like the rendezvous mission that we did last time. Here's plant a flag on the moon. So we do have a reason to actually do that. We have a rescue mission. Build a new surface... Oh, I bumped the mic, sorry. A new surface outpost on the moon. Have 2 pilots on the thing. Have a facility for... Wow, this is a big one. Jeez. Huh. That's kind of a big one. It's a big tricky one. Okay. I don't know which one we're going to do next. We might do just this one to kind of knock that one out. We might go to Minmus next, or we might land on the moon. I wonder what would people rather see. Go back to the moon or go to Minmus for the first time if it's landing on the moon. Maybe a landing on the moon. And then when we go to Minmus, it'll be all, we can just conquer Minmus, right? I don't know. So we'll do that. We'll see. Thank you guys so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying it. Leave me any kind of comments or suggestions in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Hope you enjoy what you saw as much as I'm enjoying making it. And other than that, I'll see you guys on the next episode. So thanks a bunch, and I'll see you then.